I wonder when the last time was that you felt that you were honoured, that someone gave you a shout out for something that you'd done, that you were lifted up. Well, it feels great, and you feel like you're soaring like with wings like an eagle over the mountaintops. Hi, my name's Tim, and welcome to our daily reflections from St Andrew's Church, Bebington. We're looking at a short series at the moment about who we are in God. We've already looked at us being the salt of the earth, the light of the world, and being adopted and heirs with Christ. Today we're looking at a treasured possession. To the nation of Israel, in Deuteronomy 26 verse 18, Moses said, "And the Lord has declared this day that you are his people, his treasured possession, and as he promised, and that you are to keep all of his commands." See, the Old Testament was all about covenants. Covenant meaning agreement or promise. You do this and I'll do that. So Abraham, leave your land, and God said he'd give him all the land that he could see, make his name famous, have as many descendants as there were stars in the sky, and so on. And there were loads of covenants with individuals. But what strikes me with this is that this covenant was with the people of Israel. But remember, and this is key, a people, a nation, are still full of individuals. So we can apply this to us today. We are a treasured possession. God has declared that. We are a treasured possession. We are honoured, we're looked out for, and someone who is precious in his sight. Think about something that's precious to you. Wonder how you look after it. Do you leave it around where you could walk into it? Do you throw it away and see if it breaks? Do you give it to your neighbour as you don't want it anymore? Well, no, you look after it. You protect it. You may even show it off to others, but you take care of it completely. And this is what God does to us when we are his treasured possession. We are on show, like a parent who's proud that their child has learned to ride their bike or done exceptionally well in some music exam, or even when a child has done something as brilliant as walking or communicating. They will shout about it and they will tell others about it because those children are their treasured possessions. God's the same with us. He even knows how many hairs we have on our heads, and if that isn't attention to detail, I don't know what is. But there's a twist in the tale, a human element to this divine privilege. But the people are told that they are to keep all of his commands. Now, we aren't under the law, the commandments, the same way that Jews were. It's clear in the New Testament that the followers of Christ are not expected to keep the 613 mitzvot, the laws in the Torah. No, when Jesus is asked what the greatest commandment is, he simply says the greatest commandment is this: love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind and your soul. And the second is this: love your neighbour as you love yourself. There is no greater commandment other than these. So, in simple terms, our instruction is to love God and to love people. That isn't easy to do. I fell short on that, with at least one of those in a few hours of getting out of bed. But it's our attitude that makes God proud of us. After all, he loved us so much that he, Jesus, came to earth. But does that mean that this God severs the treasured possession line when we fail to love him or love others? I personally like to think not. I wonder how many of us have ever had strained relationships with our spouse or even children. We've argued, been hurt, maybe not even spoken to each other for a few hours, maybe even days in some cases, but it doesn't mean that the love doesn't go away. It doesn't mean that the care suddenly has disappeared. Sure, there might be hurt, but there is always hope of a restored relationship. Like the parable of the prodigal son, that shows us that if we're willing to make the first move, then the Father runs towards us, ready to throw a party. So be assured, you are his treasured possession. You are valued. You are cared for. You are loved. And I believe God wants to shout about you because he made you and he loves you. And if that's not a reason to love God and to love people, I'm not sure what is. I pray that you have a blessed day. Thanks for your time.